Hello, this is a tutorial for the Word Module 1 End of Module Project 1. This module is under Week 3, Practice and Review, Word Module 1, End of Module, Project 1, Creating and Modifying a Flyer. The first thing you will do is click on this and then it will open up in MindTap. Once it opens in MindTap, you simply click Start. You'll want to download the instructions, the start file, and the support, but the easiest way to do it is to simply click Download All, and you will see all 3 files download at the bottom of your browser. Support, do not touch for now. It will be used later. But you will want to open up Word. Mine's automatically opening up so you can see the instructions and see your start file. So first you have your instructions. You can click Enable Editing, and I will not bring these up throughout this tutorial. I'm just going to read them, but if you want to have them on a second screen or print them off, that is your preference. So those are your choices. So I will generally say what step I am on as I go through this tutorial. So I'm just going to minimize this file. So this is the file we are actually working on. The first thing you have to do is click Enable Editing. Now we are actually going to start on the project. You will notice at the top there's 4 bullets of getting started. So I've already mentioned that the support file, just leave it alone. It's sitting in the downloads folder, and we will deal with that during the course of the project. The other item you need to do is save the file. So first of all, up here in the file name, you should see your first and last name. If you don't, go to the downloads folder, delete this file, and re-download it. Rarely is this a problem, but I do need to bring it to your attention. Next, we're going to save this file. So, File, Save As. Now, it is good to keep all your documents in one area for this class. So I've created a folder, a Monroe County folder, for my Word documents. So I'm going to go to Browse, and I am going to go to where I created that folder. So here is Monroe County Community College, and here's my Word folder. So I'm just going to open that up. Now, before I can actually hit save, this 1 at the end has to be changed to a 2. That's the only thing you have to change in the file name. So if you just click your cursor right after the 1, hit the backspace key, and hit 2, you're all set. Once you do that, hit save. And now at the top you see your new file name. This is important because when you submit at the end, the file name has to be exactly correct. There cannot be one additional or one less character, or it will not be accepted when you're submitting. Now, throughout the process, you can click the universal icon for save, which is this floppy disk icon, and save throughout so that you do not lose your work. This is the same procedure that you will follow throughout all the Office applications. You will have to click Enable Editing. You will go to File, Save As, and change the 1 to a 2. You will do this through Word, Excel, Access, and PowerPoint. We're now ready to start the project steps. Step number 1. You work in the Administrative Support Department of Associated Regional Hospital and are creating a flyer about upcoming safety workshops. Change the document theme colors to blue warm. So what I would like to show you right now is your color palette. So this is the current color palette. They look sort of fallish colors. Well, we're going to change the design colors. So we're going to click on the Design tab. Notice how your ribbon changes. And right here is Colors. And the instructions told us to change to Blue Warm. So we're going to go right there to Blue Warm and click on it. Now, you saw that this seemed to refresh, but let's go back to Home and look at our color palette again. Look, totally different colors now. That looks sort of blue warm colors instead of those fallish colors we saw before. We are now on step 2. Change the case of the flyer's headline paragraph to capitalize each word. Now, this is not a case of deleting the S and doing Shift S, deleting the T, Shift T, and deleting the W and Shift W. You can do this entirely in one step. Highlight this title. You go to the font section here in the ribbon, and this is a change case area. Now you have several options here. Lowercase and uppercase can be extremely helpful when you need to make everything lowercase or everything uppercase over several words, sentences, or paragraphs. In this case, though, we just need to capitalize each word. So we click that, and you see that it does all 3 words at one time. In the same step, it also says change the font size to 36. So we're still in the font section here of the Home ribbon, and we will go to 36. And apply the Fill Blue-Gray Accent Color 1 Shadow Text Effect. The key here is that it's saying text effect. So we're still in the font section, and this glowing blue A are the text effects. So when you're in a lot of these areas that have multiple options, you can scan your mouse over them, and see when you stop the mouse, it lets you see what it's called. So we're looking for blue-gray accent color shadow text effect, which I think is this one. Blue-gray accent color 1 shadow, correct. So then we're going to click on it, and you can see that the text changed. The last task under number 2 is to center the paragraph, which would take us to the paragraph section. It's currently left aligned, so we're going to center. the title. Step 3 asks us to resize the safety first picture to a width of 6 inches. So we're going to click on the safety first picture. Notice we now have the picture tools tab here that we do not have when we are not clicked on a picture. So you need to click on the format tab, and on the far right you have the size section. We need a width of 6 inches. Now, if you're just working on a size change of something less than an inch, you can use the up and down buttons. But since this is a change of 6 inches, I'm just going to highlight this, click 6, and then I'm going to hit the tab button because that makes it automatically kick in. If you just click 6, it's not going to kick in without you tabbing and getting out of that box. The next thing it wants us to do in this step 3 is to apply the simple frame black picture style. So these are all the picture styles, but if you click the arrow with the line, it shows you all of the available picture styles. So you're like, once again, which one is it? So you can scan over and it will tell you. Now, simple frame black picture style, you can basically look at the black ones because you know it's not going to be one of the ones that doesn't have black around it. So we're going to go down here, moderate frame, compound, okay, let's see here, double frame, I don't think it's this one, simple frame black, there we go. So now that we found it, I'm going to click on it, and our frame is added to the picture. Step 4 asks us to underline the text 3-hour sessions. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit because I'm going to be going further down the document here. So 3-hour sessions. Now there's 2 ways you can do this. This window popped up right here when I highlighted it. So I can just click right here and underline. Or I could have went up here and completed the same task. Next, we're going to italicize safe workplace. So we're going to go here, whoops, just safe workplace, not And again, our window pops up, so I can just click italicize. Now they would like us to bullet. We're on step 6, and the instructions ask us to bullet the 4 paragraphs of text above the signature line. So what they're talking about here is these 4 lines right here. So we're just going to highlight that. Now, again, in this window, bulleting is an option. And we just want the default bullet. So we're just going to click there, and we have now bulleted that. Now, we don't want to click off of that because in step 7, they want us to make a couple changes to the font. There's 3 things we're going to change. So let's just go ahead and move up to the font section here. First, we're going to change the font to Book Antiqua. So we're going to scroll down and find Book Antiqua right there. Then they want us to change the font to 12 point. And then we're going to change the color to dark purple text 2. And again, you're like, what in the world is dark purple text 2? Well, you can sort of see this is the dark purple column. So dark purple text 2 is the 4th one in from the left. Now, just a hint, when you start going down the column, they have percentages. So it's 80, 60, 40, and then I bet you this is going to be there, 25, and then 50. So no percentages is usually that top row. So when it gives you a font color or even when we're doing a paragraph fill. The solid colors are on top. The contrasting colors, which will provide that percentage on the end, are going to be below that top row. And we did click on that, so now it's purple. So we want to shade the paragraph containing the signature in dark purple text to lighter 80%. So signature, they're talking about this right here. So when it says shade the paragraph, we get to go, well, number one, to the paragraph section. Shading right here. We're going to use our paint bucket. So we know the dark purple is right here, okay, but we want the 80% because we don't want it dark because it'll cover up the font. So you're going to go down one, and that is the lighter 80%. So we're going to click on that, and notice how it has highlighted. We now have a color highlighting over that area. Now, we're not going to click off of this yet because in 9, it has us completing a little bit more work on this area. In the same paragraph, we're going to change the spacing before to 12 point and the spacing after to 6 point. Well, again, this is paragraph work, but you don't see that right here in paragraph. So we're actually going to open the paragraph settings by clicking this little arrow right there. And here is spacing. And before they wanted 12, and after they wanted 6. And then you click OK. You'll see that it sort of shifted a little bit when you clicked OK. So we're now done with the signature paragraph. So click your mouse right below that because that's where we need it next. Number 10 is insert the picture file support blah 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 logo in the blank line at the bottom of the page. So this is where we're using the support file. So we're going to go to Insert, Pictures, you're going to go to your Downloads folder, and there's the support logo right there. Click Insert, and yes, it's going to bump you to a second page, but that's okay. So our Picture Tools Formatting tab opened, and we're to resize the picture to a height of 0.8 inches. So again, just click on that, click 0.8 and tab. And once we did that, it brought the flyer back to one page. Now we're just going to click off of that because we want to create a page border. This is step 11. So to create a page border, we're going to go Design, the far right to Page Borders. They want us to use the dash style, which is the third one down. They want us to use the dark purple text 2, which we've already learned is the fourth one from the left. And they want us to use the 1 point. Then you click OK, and you've got your dashed border. The last item is to check the spelling and grammar in the document. So it just makes sense. You're finished with your document and you want to review your document. So we're going to check spelling and grammar. So the first thing that comes up is illness. So we obviously want their suggested item. So we just click on it, it automatically changes. Generally, you're ignoring names. So you just click Ignore once. It says spelling and grammar check is complete. You click OK. You will notice in the instructions, and this is the standard for every project that we do, that at the end of the instructions, you are provided with a sample document. Now, if you print off the instructions, that's fine. However, if you work on a second screen, what's nice is that you can see the finished document in color, which helps because, you know, we do change font colors and whatnot. Now, I just clicked save, so make sure you've clicked the save button. You have to close this document before you upload it. So save if you haven't saved, then you're going to close. Now, we're going to go back to our tab in MindTap. So here we are. We started here in downloading, but now we need to upload our file. So we're going to click Browse Files. And I'll go to my MCC folder, Word, click on my document, click Open. If your file name is correct, you will have a Submit button here. If your file name is not correct, you'll have a red warning. So this is the file that you've uploaded. This is assuming you have the red warning. This is the expected file name. You need to compare every letter and see where your file name is incorrect. And then you just have to go back and resave that document with the correct file name. If you have problems with that, let me know. But you cannot have any extra characters. It has to be exact. I have the Submit button. Now, one note, your first time submitting, you will not have these here. I've submitted this before, so that's why I've already have these items here. You don't have anything here yet. So you will click Submit, and then this green box comes up, and then I'm going to click Graded Summary Report, and that downloads this document. Well, it's automatically opening for me. So those are actually the instructions. There we go. So I was going to purposely make a mistake, but I forgot to. So the first thing you see is your name. The second thing you see is your score. You also see how many submissions you've made. So it will list every step of the project. Obviously, if it has the green check mark, you did it correctly, and it provides 8 out of 8 or however many points that was worth. If you see the red X, that's an area that needs correcting. Sometimes, for instance, this is 8 points and there's 4 different steps. Let's just assume it's 2 points for each one. So if you only missed changing the font case, you might have 6 out of 8 points here because you only missed changing the font case. So what you could do is go back to your Word document, fix that, resubmit, and fix that error. Now, I'm going to minimize this. When you want to resubmit, you can't just go back to this screen to resubmit. Instead of going all the way back to Brightspace, Cengage makes you close this window to resubmit. So what you can do is simply click on this X to close this window of MindTap. So you see we're still in MindTap. It just closed that assignment. So we're just going to open the assignment back up in MindTap. We're not going all the way back to Brightspace. So this was week 3, so we're just going to go to week 3, Word module, and the word Module 1, end of module project. You will most likely have a green check mark next to your end of module project. And then you just click Start. And then you click Browse, resubmit your file. Let's see if it'll let me do it again. Yep. There we go. And that's all you do. So you just, when you resubmit, and then believe it or not, that graded summary report is new. It doesn't look like it is, but it'll be a refreshed graded summary report. And that's all there is to it. The graded project will be very, very similar to this one. It'll be a different flyer, but the steps will be very similar. So if you complete this project and have the skills down, you'll be ready for the graded project. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Have a great day.